Welcome to Anonymous Republican, with your host, Anonymous. You've entered a zone, if you will, where no politician, radio personality, law or celebrity goes unchecked, unlooked, and unspoken about. The way this is going to work is we're going to talk about some current events, do a couple shout-outs, and then we're going to talk about an issue that Democrats and Republicans have been arguing over for years. But before we dive in, I just want to say that I am anonymous because I don't want to be ridiculed or mocked. I just simply want to talk about the issues. And that's that. We get so sidetracked, when we hear from these people like Glenn Beck and Bill O'Reilly and Rachel Maddow. We get so sidetracked, say, oh, well, they do this and they do that and they're crazy, they're this. Let's just talk about the issues. Come on, really. I mean, sure, they're entertaining to watch, but do we really have to, go after these people? I mean, they both love this country, at least I think so. And, they all want what's best. So, maybe they are a little bombastic in their methods, but they still care about this country and they still want to talk about the issues. So that's what I'm going to do. First, I want to give a shout out to Scott Walker. I know this is a little bit old, but good job. He's a very courageous man going after public employee unions. They've been bankrupting this country for a while, so really, really a big win for us Republicans. Now, the issue we'll be talking about today is gun rights. This is an issue that I think people have been discussing since the Second Amendment. I don't know. But I want to give some statistics first, and then we can talk about some of the rhetorics. So, violent crimes in states without right to carry laws is 81% higher than those states without those laws. That is an astonishing fact. I think that proves one of the Republicans' points about guns rights, but we'll get to that later. And this is all on the app, Conservative Talking Points you can get on the App Store. It's a fabulous app. They're not giving me anything. They probably have never heard of me. But just a fabulous, fabulous app. It's great. So another fact. On the average, when countries have at least 600,000 people enable their citizens to have concealed weapons, their murder rate drops by 12%. Okay, let me give some assault weapons stats. In 1994, before the federal assault weapons ban, you were 11 times more likely to be beaten to death than killed by an assault weapon. Now, the app Conservative Talking Points, which I love, has a lot of statistics, and I'm going to give you another one. This one really astonished me. Only 1% of police officers murdered were killed using assault weapons. They were twice as likely to be killed by their own handguns. So, a police officer was actually more likely to probably shoot themselves than to get killed by an assault weapon before the assault weapon ban. Okay, so now to dive into some of the rhetoric. Democrats say guns kill people. It makes it a lot easier to kill someone. And that makes a lot of sense. If you think about a gun, you think that it's, easy just to pull it out and shoot someone. You could be from a far distance. Whereas a knife, you have to get into hand-to-hand combat and whatnot. And they could protect themselves. They could hold the knife back. But the people who are getting guns to commit crimes such as murder, bank robbery, are not going to the gun stores. They're not waiting months and months for their guns and getting permits and getting a psych evaluation from the police. They're not doing all of that. They're going to a gangster, and they're going to them, and they're buying a gun from them without a serial number, without anything. And think about it. If you're going to commit a crime, why do you want your gun to be tracked by the police? You don't. But the people who are getting guns to go hunting for self-defense, those people are going to the gun stores. Those people are the ones who are getting the psych evaluations. They're going to the police and getting the permits because they want to do it the honest way. And so by, making guns illegal, you are therefore taking guns away from the people who want to defend themselves, and the people who are going out to kill people will still get the guns, because if you ban guns, it's not going to stop gangsters from selling them. In fact, it'll only make them richer. And, what scares me the most about this entire debate is that we're even considering we're considering throwing an amendment of the Constitution out
much less, a very early amendment written by the Founding Fathers. We're throwing it out, and we're saying, screw the Second Amendment. Screw the Constitution. It's a living, breathing document, right? Screw it. We're just going to forget about it, because it doesn't matter. And that's a slippery slope to losing the First Amendment, losing the Sixth Amendment, losing the 10th Amendment. I hate to sound like it's going to be the end of the world if guns get banned, but, it's one domino falls. What's going to stop Congress from, getting rid of the First Amendment? What will stop Congress from getting rid of the Sixth Amendment? Nothing. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Please leave comments and email me at republicananonymous@gmail.com. Again, that is republicananonymous@gmail.com. Check all the info in the info button. Again, thank you very much for listening.
Anonymous